October, November, December. Like, the only reason I didn't leave then and kick the niggas out of the house, Skip Bayless is the only reason I didn't kick. Skip was like, hey, listen, just hang in there. Think about all the people that's here.
What's good, everybody? Gilbert Arenas has been hitting the podcast circuit lately as he gears up for Season 5 of Gils Arena this fall. And if you know Gil, you know he's never been one to hold back on the behind-the-scenes stuff, so it's no shock that he's finally opening up about everything that's gone down. Honestly, there's been so much noise around the Gils Arena situation that a lot of it needed real context. We've all seen the chatter about leaked messages and recordings, but up until now, nobody had actually walked through the full story from start to finish. Since Gilbert's the one who built the show in the first place, it only makes sense that he'd be the one to finally lay out what he says was really going on behind closed doors.
I got indicted, which came out of nowhere, you know what I mean? And, sometimes people decide that they want to take advantage of situations. And, we had...
down.
Yeah, we had a new guy that came in. I'm not gonna use his name right now. I still need some things. But then he gonna get his ass roasted a lot. We had a new guy who didn't really understand the program. He didn't understand that I was a star. He didn't understand that, I was the young Michael, right? And he just thought he can bully me. So this kind of started with, I don't know if you know Low. Me and Josiah did a Low podcast, and we was like basically just explaining, what was going on with the football show, basketball show. So I created the football show, and I brung the football show. I talked to Skip, me and Skip, went golfing. We had our conversations and how, what he wanted to do in this space. So created the football show. So now I got football and basketball. And the idea was, we create a football channel, put it on there so both things can expand. We can expand to 5 days. The football show can start off with 2-3 days and then eventually build up. We will help push them. And then, we can go on the show. I can go on. I don't really know football like that, but, I can learn. I know Kenyon does football. I know Rashad likes football. So we can kind of, tease it a little bit, help them out, and then go from there. But they have their own show. They have their own stars, and they can build it like that. Well, after I got in trouble, it seemed like, fuck everything I was talking about. They wanted to take the wheel. Not a problem with taking the wheel is, do you know how to drive this foreign? You know what I mean? Do you know how to drive this foreign we got going on? So I'm trying to tell you, hey, listen, this bitch drive different.
What's good, everybody? A lot of people assume this whole thing came down to beef between Gilbert and Skip Bayless, but based on what Gilbert's saying, that's not really the case at all. As I mentioned earlier, Gil was actually the one who brought Skip onto the network to begin with. According to Gilbert, Skip himself was never the problem. What he says actually happened is that Underdog's leadership felt Skip's experience and name recognition made him the better choice to front the show. The reported plan was to slowly ease Gilbert out of that central seat while pushing Skip forward instead. But as we've seen, that plan didn't play out the way they expected. Gils Arena had already become Underdog's flagship basketball show, so it's genuinely hard to follow the reasoning behind tinkering with a formula that was already working. From where I'm sitting, that move never really added up, because a huge chunk of the audience, myself included, was tuning in specifically for Gilbert's personality and take on things. The chemistry was already there, the format was already clicking, there wasn't much reason to blow up something that had already found its audience. It's a bit like that neighborhood restaurant everybody swears by, the spot that's been reliably great for years, where every visit hits the same because the food never lets you down. Then new ownership steps in, or the place starts scaling up, and somebody decides to tweak the menu, mess with the recipes, or reinvent the whole thing. Before long, everyone's saying, it just isn't the same anymore. I've watched that happen to plenty of places over the years, and honestly, that's the comparison that keeps coming to mind here. By Gilbert's account, new decision makers came in convinced they could improve something that was already firing on all cylinders, but instead of making it better, those changes ended up disrupting the very chemistry that made the show work in the first place.
Like, so I said, so let me make this make sense. The number one sports show that's doing 50 million views a month is gonna get 2 days in the middle of the week. Wednesday, Thursday. So that means after Thursday, we're not gonna talk again until motherfucking next Wednesday.
That's tough.
So we're the last group to talk to sport. Okay, all right, no problem. And then from there, it was like, all right, Joe, Gil, you disparaged us. Right, this is the new guy. This is not Underdog. This is not Underdog. This is somebody they hired who thought that.
And Gil, this is all after the indictment shit, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a guy who he's trying to make his name. Remember, he's coming in new. He's coming in on Gils Arena. We got all the goddamn awards. He ain't got shit, so he's trying to make his name. So basically, coming in saying, hey, I can do the same thing, but for cheaper. So if he gets my contract cheaper, so basically he made me reduce myself 40% to keep my job. Same thing with Joe, right? They wanted to fire McCants. And I'm like, well, if you're gonna attack Gils Arena for the football, I'm standing on Gils Arena. So if you watch the beginning, I stopped doing the football show. I'm standing on my side.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not gonna do no more football episodes. I'm gonna stand on my side, right? And what I do know is I control a lot of movement. Meaning, if I don't wear the brand, if I don't collab with the posts, you're not gonna get no traction. You're not gonna go viral. Right? I got the page. I am the social media guy that you need to push. Right? So what I'm gonna do is, you're taking 40% of my contract, I'm gonna take 80% of me away. Right? So I didn't post anymore. I didn't say the name anymore. I didn't wear the product anymore. And I didn't even do, if people notice, I wouldn't even do my picks no more.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even do the pick. I'm good. I'm gonna just come to work like a motherfucker. I'm at work. I'm coming in as a worker. And if you watch episodes, you will see there was a point in time where I made it real awkward. As soon as my contract said 2 hours.
So there's a 2-hour
hit.
If you remember, there was a stretch where Gils Arena was actually being filmed live out of Gilbert's basement, while Gil himself was reportedly upstairs during breaks, getting in some NBA 2K, Madden, or Call of Duty, which sounds pretty wild when you look back on it now. By his account, he was negotiating from a position of real leverage the whole time, all while the entire production was running out of his own house. That might also explain why the episodes started running shorter and wrapping up earlier, with segments like Mostly Fans getting trimmed down. And almost like clockwork, once 1:30 hit, Gil would shut things down for the day. Looking back on it now, that whole schedule makes a lot more sense in hindsight.
In the middle of a conversation, I'm done. I know y'all seen it. I'm done. Let's go. I'm out of here. Treat me like the football show ends at 1:30. We ending at 1:30. I'm not giving you 2 o'clock, 2:15 no more. Now I'm gonna treat it just like a job. So me and Joe was basically being hammered October, November, December. Like, the only reason I didn't leave then and kick the niggas out of the house, Skip Bayless is the only reason I didn't kick. Skip was like, hey, listen, just hang in there. Think about all the people that's here, the workers, your staff, just like, we're all gonna overnight just, and I was like, you know what? You're right. Like, I'm thinking about Rashad, I'm thinking about, Nick, King, and like, people got, mouths to feed. So it's bigger than me. So I'm sitting there, I grew my fucking facial hair out, everything. Nigga, we're going through the mud. Like, I'm signing a contract, send it to them. They send it back, say, oh yeah, we forgot this. And I'm like, yo, hey. So I'm talking to my guy, hey, Timothy. Hey man, why your boy keep sending back the contracts, and why he keep playing with my name? Why he keep playing games, bro? Like, I just want to come do my shot. I don't want to think about this. And then they hit me with the shit they should have never hit me with. I thought you liked to negotiate.
Oh shit.
I thought the big Gilbert Arenas likes to negotiate. That's all we doing here is negotiate.
You really have to give Gilbert some credit for how he handled that part of it. By his own account, he kept letting Underdog use his home to produce both the basketball and football shows, even as everything else was playing out behind the scenes. He could have made life a lot harder for everyone involved, but instead, he let production keep running. Whether you agree with every call he made or not, that's a gesture worth acknowledging. Personally, if I felt like someone was messing with my business or my money, I probably would have told them to pack up and get out. That's just how I'd handle it. Now, Gilbert's been pretty clear that he's not blaming Underdog as a whole company. According to him, his issue was with one specific executive, not the organization itself. That said, from where I sit, if this conflict really did center on someone the company hired and kept in place, that decision alone raises some fair questions about how the whole thing was handled. If the company genuinely valued Gilbert the way his track record suggests they should have, you could argue there was probably a better way to resolve this.
The parts. Choose a side.
Who's his boy?
Now, when it comes to
Real estate.
y'all guys, cemetery Larry.
Can you answer this? Did we win? Did we win, Gil? Gil, you was hot about it. You said, "Don't come at us. Go on the ball."
Yeah. Now, so if I gotta say, the only thing that me and Rashad had a disagreement on was that, like,
Good job.
you
TJ.
are a troller who don't like to be trolled back. And then when you getting trolled back and we don't have your back, which you're not giving us the play. Like, if you came to here and say, hey, look, this happened back then. This is gonna be the play. I want you to do this. Anytime a nigga try to talk, interrupt them. Like, dude, like we are bad. Let's go at these boys. But no, you telling us, oh, nah, man, I ain't do nothing. I was cooking them niggas. Like, all right, we'll cook then.
Yeah.
And then we sitting there listening, and we sitting there like, like we know when you bullshitting because we with you every day. So
Hey,
you
Gil,
sitting here, we sitting here like, and now we want to be petty now. Like, we want to
I ain't gonna lie, Gil. My favorite part, Gil, is when he asked you, "Do I look like a type of dude that would lie?" And you dead ass looked at him and said, "Yup."
Yes.
Fucked up this whole shit. Fucked up his whole play.
Yes, you do.
Now, the problem with that is I didn't know what was going on because I'm dealing with my own shit going on, so I'm not really in tune with the internet. So I didn't see y'all was having a little back and forth yet. So if you actually look at the episode, you can see he was trolling me the whole time. He was on troll mode. Everything I said, he goes the opposite the whole day.
Gotcha.
So when he sit there and threw that at me, I did exactly what he was doing to me. Just go the opposite. Do you think I'm a quitter? Yeah, for sure. For sure. Nigga, I play video games with you. You quit. Right? Like we on the basketball court. You quit. You get a win, you quit. You ain't running it back. So yes, by the definition, yeah. So that's what I'm going off of. I don't know he got a speech coming up. Going on. So when y'all went back and he goes back and I'm sitting here like, yo, bro, if you're not going to address them and get the gutting and you come on with your surgical, so if you're not going to do that right now, bro, don't, because all you do is just yell at us and get mad at us and pretend we're on the side. Like, if you're not going to address them and really get to just saying whatever the fuck you want to say, then don't do that shit on our time, man. Do that on your personal, don't do it on the show.
Man, Theo's clearly enjoying the fact that his side came out on top, and he's not passing up the chance to take a few digs at Rashad. What's ironic is that Theo wasn't even really who Rashad had the biggest issue with. Most of that criticism was aimed at Raymond Felton and Charlie, but Theo's obviously tight with those two, so it makes sense he'd jump into the conversation anyway. And honestly, that's probably the kind of backup Rashad expected from his own podcast crew. Where it shifts a bit, though, is that it doesn't always feel like they're laughing with Rashad. At times, it feels more like they're laughing at him. That's a real difference, and it's worth noticing. None of that makes Rashad a bad guy, to be clear, but from the outside, it does look like there might still be some things he's working through. At some point, if you made the call to walk away or take a different path, own that decision and stand behind it. It's 2026. You don't have to keep performing an image or convincing people you're something you're not. Eventually, people will form their own opinions based on what you actually do, and that's fine. Like I've said before, that doesn't make you a bad person. It just means being honest with yourself is usually the better road to take.
You went on 7 a.m. in Brooklyn. 7 a.m. in Brooklyn.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
7
my fault.
p.m. You
Damn.
good?
That nigga not gonna be up in the morning. Shout out to Melo. And you said what you had to say, but then there was a tweet after you went on there. What do you think about this tweet right here?
What? Oh,
Gil?
See, the problem with Rashad is this. He don't know. Like, he tells you exactly, I just come to work. I do my part, which the downfall was he did his part well. He did his job well, but you're doing your job at the wrong time. You're not reading the room. That was the problem. You're not reading the room. You're not reading what's going on. Like, you don't see they trying to take over. You don't see they trying to blend the couch. You don't see that you and Skip are saying the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you's a shooting guard, and he's a shooting guard too, bro. Right? He ain't the point guard. He ain't the small forward. He's a shooting guard too. So if y'all both are LeBrons, you like LeBron and you're doing this, that means you guys need someone to go at. It's not you two going at each other. Y'all are aligned. He was your replacement. And you're not seeing it. So what I decided to do is, if you ever seen it, I wasn't really on with Skip. See, me and Skip, we talked. So he already knew I was gonna miss episodes when he was on. I needed them to see that who's the back and forth between you two. Y'all now got to create fake enemies, which y'all already established. Y'all don't like LeBron. You don't like the Lakers. You don't like this. Y'all both are the same. He just does it better because he researches.
Man, it's wild to think that, based on Gilbert's version of events, Rashad may not have realized the real challenge was sitting just a few feet away from him the entire time. The way Gilbert tells it, things were already being set in motion behind the scenes while Rashad had no clue what was actually happening. It sounds like Rashad figured that being the dependable company guy, staying on good terms with Skip, avoiding unnecessary friction, and going along with wherever the show was headed would eventually pay off with more opportunities and bigger roles down the line. From his angle, he may have genuinely believed he was setting himself up for his next career move. But according to Gilbert, what Rashad didn't see coming was that the person sitting right across from him could end up being part of a much larger shift happening within the show. If Gilbert's telling is accurate, the plan all along was for the show to keep moving forward with or without him, and that possibility completely reframes how some of those earlier moments read in hindsight.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but you just know that it's been a hell of a fucking time doing what we do. We're gonna continue to do what we do. Regardless, I think this space just needs what we've brought to the table.
Hey, hold on, this shit ain't funny. It ain't funny, but it is.
If I were in that spot and Gilbert was the one who'd actually brought me into the opportunity in the first place, then once he started butting heads with the business partners, I'd probably ride with Gil. At the end of the day, he's the one who opened that door and created the opportunity to begin with. Like someone said in the comments yesterday, you leave with the same person you came in with. I thought that summed it up perfectly. From where I stand, that's the route I would have taken. Instead, based on Gilbert's version of events, Rashad ended up walking away from the situation without the outcome he was hoping for.
You keep thinking this is about me and you. That's not this year, bro. This is what we had before is not the same thing now. All that over talking while Skip was in the room, that's not how Skip works. This ain't show. This is not our show anymore. They're trying to present another show, and Skip is the star. And you need to look and open your eyes.
what was your position or your mindset when you saw Rashad with the underdog t-shirt, the hat, the whole costume from head to toe? Did that kind of? Did you feel betrayed at that moment, or you already?
No. See, me and Underdog, and when I say Underdog, I mean the CEO Jeremy, his guys, you know, and women, you know, Katie, Nick, all those guys, beautiful people, man. They are amazing people, right? The guy they hired to run the department that I was in, that's not a good guy, right? And he doesn't represent them because he had his own intentions, and his own intentions was he needs to prove who he is. So he's doing it his way.
This is Liam, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So where I got irritated was the day, not the day with Nick, that was just Nick being Nick, not that day. That's the day where he was giving
he was sucking
those
dick?
guys. No, not
The day he was sucking dick? Not that day?
No, that was just
Not the dick sucking day?
It was when he gave,
You ain't talking about that day?
Gave out
Got you,
actual
okay.
shot outs. When he gave out actual shot outs to those guys. And I'm like, wait, hold the fuck on, dog.
Got you.
Yeah.
Don't, like, you know I'm beefing with dude. You know we technically are beefing with him. He didn't do nothing. He didn't sign your contract. He didn't give you no extra dollars. So is he promising you something? What's going on here? So I had to sit back and now watch the little things that's going on. So all that really happened was they probably went to him, said, hey man, we think Gil is on out. Like, I'm hearing reports from platforms, companies, what they're positioning. Like, oh, this is the shows where we got the arena, the show, the arena, this is what it's gonna be. You know, so I hear, I'm getting like, hey Gil, so what you gonna do when you're a free agent? So I already got the news that they don't really want to work with the group. They want to work with the content creator, the person who can go to ESPN, the person who has Gils Arena, who can do his own content, who can do this, and then whoever you bring with you, we're gonna take. But if you're not a part of that, we're not gonna sign them. So once I heard that, oh, they got no leverage. I bet. So I said, you know what? Let me finish this battle with dude, because I'm not positioned yet. So then, you know, I had to figure out what else you want here, big dog? Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Shit, I don't want to start from. Let me get the rest of the studio, because y'all upgraded this new studio. So I have my old studio that's in the warehouse. All this new equipment is y'all's. Hey, let me give you back this stock.
Honestly, it really does seem like a lot was going on behind the scenes here. You had people accusing each other of disloyalty, an executive allegedly making calculated moves, and Gilbert quietly getting ready for whatever came next. But there's still one question I can't shake. If Gilbert's version of events is accurate, how does his side draw a clean line between that executive's actions and the company itself, given that the executive was part of the organization? From where I'm standing, it's hard to picture someone making major calls about contracts and one of the company's biggest names without at least some awareness or sign-off from higher up. We obviously don't know the full picture of how those internal decisions got made, but it's a fair thing to wonder about. It actually reminds me a bit of the Luka Doncic trade. A move that big usually isn't made by a general manager acting alone. People naturally assume ownership or upper management had to be in a loop somehow. That's why I can't shake the feeling that there might be more to this than what's come out publicly so far. Again, that's just my take based on everything that's been set out in the open. Either way, Gils Arena, under the Underdog banner, had a genuinely great run while it lasted. At this point, I doubt we'll ever see that exact group back together on the same couch again. Still, they gave fans a lot of memorable moments over the years, and nobody can take that away from them. Looking ahead, I'm honestly excited to see what Season 5 of Gils Arena brings. Rashad McCants was already frustrated after Gilbert's appearance on the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast, so I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up responding to these latest comments too. If he does, you already know we'll be covering it. Let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. I appreciate everyone who watches and keeps supporting this channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.